Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. I'm your host, comedian Tracy Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, Noelle Herzog.
Hello.
We have a special guest today, Christina Galston, very, very funny comedian, great friend of mine. Christina, I've known you forever.
Ew.
I feel like we were born just like knowing each other.
This is true.
You are super into 90 Day Fiancé.
So into it.
You contacted me and you were like, listen to me.
I did.
I need to be on this podcast right now.
Absolutely.
These are my people.
These are my people. This is my religion.
Right.
And let's worship.
Amazing. When did you start watching?
I started watching in the first season.
In real time?
Yeah.
Like when it came out?
Oh, wow.
As soon as it came out.
She's like an OG.
You're a super fan.
Oh yeah, I'm a super fan. I've watched it since then because I believe I was like also staying with my sister at the time. So good cable. You know,
Yeah.
the kind you can like direct TV.
Yeah. Ooh.
She's got like Amazon, Hulu,
She's
like
got
all
money,
of it.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she has a very good job. She has at least 3 laptops.
Wow.
Yeah,
Where does
very
she live in case we want to rob her?
tropical shores, St. Pete, Florida.
It's gonna be a little bit
it
of-
gives you the vibe of gated community, but there's no gates.
Right, okay.
Nice.
Very nice, very fancy. But yes, I've been watching for years. I love it.
Who's your favorite all-time 90-day couple?
If we're gonna go by what 90 Day represents,
Sure, it was just trash.
which is trash and lies,
Yeah?
then I would have to
Accurate.
say, gosh, I'm blanking on the names, but the
tell me
guy
about
from
them.
Tunisia.
Oh, Muhammad and Danielle.
Muhammad.
I knew that
and-
was coming.
Yeah, because that to me really sums up what 90 Day is. I also really like a close second would be, I always blank on the names,
okay.
but the guy from Africa and the older woman,
Oh, Michael and...
Yes.
What was her name?
Angela.
Angela.
Yes.
You know, Angela was on Maury Povich twice.
No shit.
Yes.
Yes.
She accused her daughter of having not having her husband father her children. And she brought her on Maury 2 times.
Wow.
And then later on, her daughter was convicted of statutory rape of a minor.
Okay, see,
Oh.
I thought I loved this show.
Yeah, but now you really love
Bitch, you're like, well, I follow them home.
Yeah.
at least once a year. I
Listen,
fly out.
you're going to love it. You might as well.
So as we're on the topic of Danielle and Muhammad, so you know what Cameo is, right, Christina?
Cameo.
So, okay, I'm going to explain it. So a lot of our listeners wouldn't know what Cameo is either. So Cameo is an app that you can reach out to celebrities that are on Cameo and you could pay them a fee and you ask them to make you a video and you could tell them what to say. So for example,
Okay.
if it's someone's birthday, if it's Noelle's birthday and I want someone to give her a little happy birthday wish, I could reach out and maybe her favorite celebrity's on there and they could make a video and say like, hey Noelle,
birthday,
happy
Noelle,
birthday
yeah.
from Johnny Depp. Johnny
That's
Depp's
cool.
probably not on there because
I would love that.
he's like a real person. But anyway, a lot of the 90 Day Fiancé cast is on there. I know that you're like, wow, they are big celebrities.
I was just about to ask, I don't give a shit about Johnny Depp.
Right.
Is anyone from 90 Day on?
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of them are on. I'm almost positive, like almost
They're
all of
all
them are.
on, yeah.
Oh my
So
God, that's
Danielle was
wonderful.
on, and our fan and listener Daniel reached out for his wife's birthday and said, "Listen, I need you, Danielle, to make us a video for my wife's birthday. Please wish her a happy birthday, but also, I want to know if Muhammad's pee-pee smelled." And he paid her the money, and she made the video, and she said, "No, it did not smell."
I know exactly
Well,
what you're talking about.
he wasn't the
Daniel
one-
is hilarious.
Daniel's hilarious.
Yes.
He's in our 90 Day Fiancé
Yes.
group, and he is so funny.
Well, of course he would ask her that because she was, Muhammad did say
That she had a little bit of an
she
odor.
had a stench or an odor or something
Right.
like that. It was really messed up.
She had some.
However, I do believe that people on the set that day, the reason why they acted the way that they did about that was because I'm sure that that's very true.
What, the smell?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she had a little bit of a problem with some hygiene.
Yeah.
Gross.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure. I know everybody's met a woman like this in your office. You know what I mean? You go to the bathroom after her. You're like, what the hell?
That's
Is
like,
no
so
one,
true.
You're like,
is
you
no
only
one going to
pee.
talk to her about this?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. She's really old. She's been here since before the last boss. We don't really want to talk to her.
This is
But
very
yes,
accurate.
obviously, if you want to, bone or get boned,
Yeah.
some
you
dude
gotta
is
take
not
care
going
of
to be more
yourself.
inclined to jump into that.
Yes.
If,
but
you know
what?
stank.
Here we are, and Muhammad married her. He instantly regretted it. But you know what, Muhammad? You got what you deserved.
Oh, I hate him. I'm all
He's
for
like
Danielle.
the most hated guy on 90
is.
Day.
He's awful.
Yep.
Well, he obviously took advantage of her, and that's what's not cool.
Yes, he very out. That
You
was
know,
the,
you're boldly, brazenly disrespecting this woman in front of her family, in her country. Like, damn, come on now,
Could
bro.
you say that Danielle and Muhammad's marriage was the scammiest wedding? The marriage?
It's pretty scammy.
Not on her part, on his part, though.
On his part,
Yeah.
that was a straight up scam.
Did he basically like shake her hands at the wedding?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
he
what I was
did.
gonna say. He didn't even kiss her.
Yeah.
He like made up an excuse.
He's like, oh, it's Ramadan. And they were like, it's the dead of winter.
I just
He's
feel
like,
like if someone's literally offering you this, like,
Yes.
wow, like you can leave your messed up country that you're willing to do anything for. I don't know. How drunk do you need to get? Because you're going to need to do something.
Do
You're
it.
going to need to butter these
Right.
rolls. Like,
Yes.
you're going to need to do
You're
I
right.
totally agree.
something.
If you're in it, then go the whole way.
Yeah.
Make her feel loved at least. So we're here to talk about The Other Way, Season 1, Episode 9, and Before the 90 Days, Season 3, Episode 1. So we're going to start off with The Other Way. This is called Ripped Apart. Tiffany's son Daniel expresses doubts about South Africa. Sumit is summoned home by his parents. Paul and Karini embark on a daunting journey up the Amazon. Jihoon's proposal backfires. Evelyn is over Corey's attitude. So we're going to start off with Tiffany and Ronald.
My least.
So
liked.
we're driving through the garbage wasteland that is wherever they live in South Africa.
I low key hate Tiffany because of this. Her son is so adorable. He should not be there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this show is only upping his black market value. He's only becoming more of a little white baby celebrity.
Oh, wow.
You're
I
only
never
putting
thought of
more,
that.
like when he was like, my boy, do you know what human trafficking? And I was like, yeah. And all you're doing by putting him on this show is making him worth more money.
That's true.
That's crazy. You know, I got to tell you, I'm not really familiar with a lot of, the things that happen in other countries. And I think that this show is how I get my news, my world news.
Oh yeah. They're selling white children faster than you can say they're selling white children.
That's true.
That's
like-
crazy.
Yeah.
But okay.
They would have they would get the
Christina.
ransom.
Oh, it's the ransom. I was
That's
going to
what
say,
it
like,
is.
what would you want with a white child or any
ransom.
child?
But
But
'Cause
they're
I
also
would-
selling these kids for slavery.
if you
That's true.
sold, like,
Yeah.
if you try to approach me and like, I have kids for sale, I'd be like, can you get away from me because I don't.
I wouldn't approach you though. I'd approach people that I know in the black market that want to cut up a kid, fuck a kid. I don't care what
Yeah,
you do with this
really?
kid. You're buying
Well,
this
that's
kid.
what it's
I'm a
for,
horrible
yeah.
person.
It's terrible.
I've stolen a child. I don't care what happens to
Right.
this
Yeah.
child. I'm going to sell it to you. Please don't tell me what you plan on doing with it.
Some of these
Interesting.
people that disappear overseas, it really is trafficking.
So
It's
Daniel
terrifying.
asked, he's like, Mommy, would you let me play outside here? And I got to tell you, so we've talked about Daniel a little bit
Yes.
on this. And we're like, oh, is he like a little bit off? Maybe he's like on the
Right.
spectrum or something. Daniel is more intelligent than either of them.
He's
He's
definitely more
very
intelligent
smart.
than his mother is.
He speaks
Yep.
so eloquently.
Yeah.
I loved when he was like, I just don't understand why. It didn't take him long to be
No.
like, well, why can't you come to the U.S. though? Like, what is it that you're not
Yeah.
telling me? It
He's
feels
like,
like
they're-
you guys are lying.
Exactly. So they're in a very dangerous area. And this is what Ronald says. Ronald says, but it's a nice place to live.
Ronald, you grew up to be a gambling drug addict who can barely 6 months ago, you were stealing your mother's fridge.
Right.
Like, let's keep it all the way real. I feel like the stresses of your neighborhood might have pushed you into this lifestyle.
I'm thinking so.
This is a really good perspective.
Like, now this is what all this kid has to look forward to.
So now they're talking about moving. So Tiffany is, first of all, I would like to say, Noelle, you were right away. Tiffany's just a straight up liar.
She is. She's pathological.
So I think that it's perfect that she's with a gambler because they both have the problems. So she's like, listen, Daniel, we might be moving here. Like, how would you feel?
But
No, no,
didn't they move there?
you
Straight up.
moved.
Yeah.
No, well, and again, this happened to me when my mom would like meet a new, a new friend of hers, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, this bitch is about to be our new titi. Like, what the hell? Like, my mom takes us there for like a weekend, and then all of a sudden it's like, I mean, this place is kind of nice, right? And it's like, I don't know, bitch. Are we moving in? This is your MO.
Interesting. So where did you move? Like, what was like the first time that happened? Where did you move?
The first time we were like little kids, so when you're that small,
Right,
and,
you don't know.
you're
Yeah.
not allowed. You're not allowed to have an
so you're
opinion.
here
Yeah.
from New York?
No, from Florida.
Okay, so you're from
Yeah.
Florida, and then where does your mother take you
So
first?
then she took us to another part of Florida,
Okay.
just another neighborhood, and
Right.
she was living with another friend of hers.
Right.
And so I was like, I don't know. They're like in there
Right.
jumping on the bed. I feel like we're going to move in. I feel like we're about to live here soon. And then it's like, your Aunt Beth's making omelets. Do you want to live here? It's like, do I even have a fucking choice?
No.
I don't think so, Dyke.
Where was the furthest you moved?
1 year, the first year my mom was like, straight up, being a lesbian. She took us around a lot to Miami.
Right.
I remember there was a lot of time in the car. We went to New Jersey a lot. That's where her girlfriend was from.
Right.
We just did a lot of road trips.
You spent a lot of time in the car as a child.
Yeah. A lot of road trips.
Looking
yeah.
for ladies for your mom.
I
Don't you
mean,
wish, Noelle, that this was your childhood?
It sounds like a better childhood than mine.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We spent some time in a trailer park
wish
in
that my
Miami.
mother would go cruising.
Was there a pool ever?
I wish I had a stepmother.
There was a pool. I actually saved a child in a pool once. I watched him drown for a little bit.
Right.
Because I wanted my mom's girlfriend to get in trouble for not watching us because she wasn't watching us.
So you only let him
And
halfway
then
drown.
Only halfway down.
Yeah, because then I was like, oh, but you're too old, so then it's going to fall on you.
How old were you?
I was like 7.
Okay.
I knew better.
You don't know that much better. Yeah.
That was really nice of you. You're a lifesaver.
Yeah, that was nice.
So this kid is like, I don't feel comfortable here. And then Ronald.
She just glazes over that.
Yeah, and then Ronald goes, you want to live without me?
I hated that.
How
That made me really uncomfortable.
That's
So he's like, listen, I know that you think that I'm like 7.
Right.
But I'm 25.
Right.
Why can't Ronald come to the United States?
Right. Tell me.
And
Yeah.
mommy, stop making me tell people that I'm 7 when you know you had me when you were 12.
Right.
Oh
Stop
my
making me call
God.
this guy dad.
Yeah, but I mean, he seems into that part. So he's like, why can't Ronald come to the U.S.? And then he
Right.
tells the camera, he's like, they are lying to me. He's like, they're keeping a secret from me, and I want to know what it is.
Right.
Do you know they've only been there for 1 week?
It's a lot.
The thing is, she won't acknowledge that how unhappy he is there.
Sure.
And I don't like
No.
that.
Yes.
That's
So
the
now
worst
she
part.
says to the camera that she's scared that she doesn't know everything about Ronald. Wait a minute. So you're scared that you don't know everything about Ronald, this guy that you've known for maybe 1 year, spent like 2 weeks with your whole life, and you don't know everything about him?
No.
I think it was very telling, and because I think people forget while a show is being filmed the timeline, so it is important to
Yes.
say that. His mother at their wedding said, I can't believe this is my boy. 6 months ago, merely 6 months
Yes.
ago, 6 months ago, this was not my child.
Sure.
So
Yeah, but everyone is better. Not everyone, but most people are so much better after they go through treatment or even after they come out of jail. Like, things are different. You want to change
it
your
makes
life
sense
and
that
you
she
have-
doesn't know everything about him. Because what I would agree with more is when it's like, okay, yeah, you've been with somebody a few years. It makes sense if you're like, I mean, shit, you don't really know somebody because they're tripping every now and again.
Sure.
But when you really don't know about what the hell
Right.
somebody, you really got to dive into a past like that.
Well, she wants to discuss his record, and I'm going to tell you the story, okay, of what happened.
Oh, I like this.
So what happened was he went to a club, Christina. This has happened to all of us, honestly. And he needed to put a jacket on. So it was probably like the Friars Club or like something like
Something
real
nice,
classy.
yeah.
Like maybe a very good steakhouse, a country club. And what happened was he put on his friend's jacket, right? So Noelle, do you remember like when we used to go to Sound Factory?
Sure.
And I'd be like, I'm a little cold. Can I borrow your cardigan?
Yeah.
Because we'd wear cardigans to Sound Factory, clearly. And in your pocket, this happened to me one time, so I'm not even judging him, was heroin and LSD.
I always carried it with me.
But it was just, honestly, it was like a little tiny baby
It was
bit.
a touch of a bundle.
It was like a
That's
touch.
it.
It was just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a little. So this is what happened to him, which is, again, Ronald. I've been there. So he put on his friend's jacket. He had LSD and heroin in the pockets. Where else are you going to keep your heroin?
Honestly.
Right.
Where are you going to put it?
Your butt's already full of the rest of your
Right.
head.
It's
So-
got all the cocaine in it. You can't do that.
So-
I mean, he doesn't wear a bra, so he can't put it in his bra. So obviously he's going to put it in his jacket pocket. Forget. Whoopsie. But you know what happened? He got taken down to the police station, just like a formality.
Right.
And he got
They were just
drugged-
interviewing random people that night.
Yeah, they were like, excuse me, sire.
Do you happen to have
If
heroin
anything,
on
they
you?
asked me to come get an interview because I was acting too normal.
Right. They were like, you don't deserve this. So they drug tested him real quick, and he was totally clean. And that was just a little mistakey.
Right.
Then one other little silly mistake happened. Because, again, Christina, this happened to you one time.
Of course.
When you had a job. Do you remember when you were working at that place and then you just robbed them blind? But like you didn't, but they thought you did?
I didn't though, but it was like a crazy rumor. That
yeah,
was
it was
fully
like
true.
a rumor, like your coworker was like, I think
Yeah.
Christina stole like 500,000, and then they arrested you, but like they didn't ask questions. They arrested you first, right? Is that what happened?
Oh, absolutely.
And then,
well, that's how justice is served.
yes, and then they were like, oh my god, the funniest thing happened. Just kidding, you actually didn't do it. That was another mistake. But then what happened was, so I get that. That happened to Ronald too. Ronald was working somewhere and he got arrested for business robbery, but it was literally an accident.
Good Lord.
But then the one thing that he did get arrested for, he pawned his mom's fridge.
Did she know about all this other stuff?
Christina, it doesn't matter if she knew because it was a little baby mistakey.
I love you.
It was like a silly goose accident.
This is true. Well, that's why she doesn't care.
He also stole from another employer, like a lot, because he was gambling and gambling and gambling. But that was different than the business robbery thing.
Right, and this was real, apparently.
And now Tiffany, so weird, is scared to marry him.
Right. She's
scared to marry him.
She's so hard on him. Like, she berates him. I don't like the way she speaks to him. And then she's like,
oh, you can tell she's going to get tired of that shit real quick.
Oh, hell yeah. And then she's like, I'm choosing to stay. It's like, you fucked up your life and this and that. And it's like,
every time he does anything, like he finally picked her dad up from the airport, going through a casino, everything's going good. And she's like, I mean, good job. And I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah,
but,
she's I hate terrible.
You still have a lot to prove to me.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me.
Even though I've already moved my whole family here,
but we're pretending that we didn't.
Ignored my child's wishes, you still need to prove a lot more to me.
Oh my god, that was a good Tiffany.
How about she should prove something to him?
Well, guys, we're gonna wish Tiffany the best. I think this is gonna work out. Let's talk about another all-star couple here, Jehoon and Devin.
Oh god, I can't with these two.
So they go to the most famous place in 90 Day Fiancé history, and that is to the restaurant where Colt and Larissa got engaged.
Yes.
And he's very dizzy because it spins. So not only are you very, very high up, this thing is moving.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Noelle?
Okay, so isn't there one in Manhattan?
Yeah, I think
also?
so. Or maybe there used to be. Is there still Windows of the World?
I'm not sure.
I think that it was like a 9/11
There's
casualty.
one in Florida though. So
Yeah.
I've been
My
in one.
girlfriend and her family went there, and they're like, "Oh, you don't even feel it." I'm
You
like,
don't.
I think
feel it.
I don't
If you
feel
look out
good
the
about
window.
it.
Yeah, if you look out the window, but
Here's the thing: I don't like being somewhere where I can't leave like right away. I need to like excuse myself, and
She
that's
needs a good
just,
exit strategy.
Yeah, and that's
well, it does bring you around the whole restaurant. That's annoying.
right. And it's like I don't want to spin. I don't want to spin and
I don't
eat.
want to spin
I
and
don't
eat.
know. Yeah.
So
Not
he
important.
drank the wine, right? And he made the grossest noise. He like
I
grunted
know.
after he drank the wine. He's like,
What's with his lips?
Right?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, very
This is
Edward
the second time.
Scissorhands.
Yeah.
He actually was the original Edward Scissorhands. And then they got Johnny Depp. They went on Cameo and they got Johnny Depp and they were like, hey, can you real quick make this movie for us? We'll pay you $100 on Cameo.
And
that's how that
she
got
has
cast.
a Johnny Edward Scissorhands
She
tattoo.
does.
Yeah.
That's probably why she's so attracted to him.
That's
'Cause she's-
exactly why.
yeah.
She is so like, he's just so dreamy. I think that she's slow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think that her, like the way that she talks drives me crazy. How her mouth barely moves, and
She
the more upset that she
whines.
gets, the more isolated her face becomes. And it's like, I tried to calm her down.
If she wasn't
Yeah.
pregnant, I would say she was on heroin. I swear.
Yes.
I swear.
Absolutely, she
Yep.
looks dope sick a lot.
All the time.
And that would make sense with how her makeup is looking like it's applied.
Yes.
Because
Tracy has a big problem with
mostly
the lips.
heroin addicts are like, they'll do their shit and then they'll be like, this is the perfect time to put
So
on
the
makeup.
only
They
excuse-
nod off while they do
Yeah.
it. Right.
The only excuse for Devin's makeup is heroin.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that. So he was explaining to her, he's like, listen, I have to leave now because I have to go back to Korea, but I'm going to be back soon. Is she really moving to Korea? Like, I feel like this is not...
I feel like she hasn't, like, I think she's just all talk about
Right.
it. Like, she hasn't really prepared for it.
Sure. So now he's like, listen, I'm going to propose. He puts ginger ale in 2 champagne glasses, and he puts her ring in one of the glasses, and she sees the ring, and she's
What's
like,
this, baby?
is this a ring?
It's like
What
my
is
worst
this, baby?
nightmare.
It was
Ring?
so cringe. It was very cringe.
And he's like, yeah, it's a ring. And she's like, well, how do I get it out? And I'm like, this is a very...
I'm
not
one
good
of the
moment.
servers working at the restaurant. I want to jump off of the
Yes.
fucking roof at this
Yeah.
point.
Maybe-
like so cringe this entire scene.
It was not good. So now they finally get it out. That ring must be so sticky.
From ginger ale? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It grossed me out. All of this grossed me out.
Also, I don't know if it actually fit her because I think that she was a little swollen from her pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then he breaks the glass. Like, they're just like a hot mess. But I think that that's kind of the theme of their relationship is that they're both hot messes.
I think also the theme is like they don't know each other. I feel like they really don't know each other.
There's no connection.
That's the thing. There's no like
I feel
can't
nothing.
see it between them.
No, I feel nothing. So now they're leaving. And he's like, listen, I'm going to come back in 2 months. His parents are so nice.
Especially the dad.
They're
very
so
nice.
So nice.
Because hour one, I show up to the airport. This bitch is looking like
Just
a
crying.
scarecrow. This bitch's kid is clearly possessed and having some sort of demonic thing happening right now. We just fucking got here.
They ate the eggs that child played in, basically.
And then
that was... I was so disturbed.
The kid was sick. The kid was so sick that her mother had to come fly and get the kid out of there because the kid was so sick.
When that kid was
But they
out of
ate the
there, and
eggs.
I've been around my nephew for, my nephew's 4. I breathed a sigh of relief. I was like, thank God. Like, that kid is the worst.
Yeah. That's a very bad kid. I don't think that I could compare him to any child I've ever seen.
No.
She's crazy. I hate someone that's like, she's just a little rambunctious.
No,
it's like, oh,
she's
so
not.
she's out of fucking control.
Yeah, no, she
You've
needs
never
to be
told her
control.
no in your life. That's why.
She's like,
never
I mean,
told her
she's just
no.
being so bad today.
But it's not that she's
Like,
never
it's
told
not
her no.
today.
It's so funny.
It's not that she's never told her no. She doesn't care enough
She
to raise
doesn't.
her.
The whole thing, her kid could be on fire next to her and she'll just be like, honey, please calm down.
Now she's going to have 2.
That's going to be so disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, let's talk about Karini and Paul.
Oh, God.
Can I just say I love Karini?
I think you are the only one in the world.
I love
Paul.
Karini.
I don't hate Karini.
Karini doesn't bother me. She's never really lied about who she is.
That's true.
I think that her chatting to other guys, that doesn't really bother me.
No.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't think that it
that's like a
bothers-
jealous thing, but besides that, I don't know what's the worst thing about Karini. Like
The worst
Karini
thing about
she's with
Karini,
Paul.
is that she chose Paul as her
There's
mate.
got to be
Paul
something
is
wrong
horrific.
with her.
Right, but she chose Paul as her mate. She chose to have Paul's baby.
I don't think that she can wrap her head around because of the
Like the
language barrier.
Language barrier, yeah.
Like how it is when you meet somebody and then it's not until you see them in their circle that you're like, oh, that's how people treat you.
Right.
Oh, I see you different.
That's so true.
Like people see
Okay,
you
but
like this.
she-
I don't think that she can see and really fully appreciate the way that we see
Right.
him as American women being like, no, that's a creepy guy. That's
Right.
like a guy that you want to talk to him at work. He's a freaking creepy guy. Look at how he runs.
That's the best
That makes
part
him
about
look
Paul.
inhuman. Like he looks like a fucking alien.
He looks like he made a little poops in his pants.
He looks like he
Oh
pooped
my
in his pants.
gosh.
Yeah.
So he was, I know you're going to be shocked, but he was denied his permanent residency.
I knew that was going to happen.
So he's
Yes.
putting in an appeal. And so he goes to, they have to go to the doctor, right, for Karini's checkup. And he
Right.
comes with his unicorn folder.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
It says, I am a unicorn on it.
Of course.
And she has a bladder infection.
But how does she not know? You don't know?
Honestly, and this is where I'm like, you love Karini. I think she's very dirty.
She comes from a very dirty country.
I think
Yes.
she rolls around in malaria on the floor.
I'm pretty sure that's what their couches are made out of.
Malaria
The
cells.
thing is that you're not see, and this is the shit that pisses me off. You white American piece of shit. Are you shitting me? You're in a third world country trying to
Right.
dip your dick in a third world bitch, and you got a goddamn problem. You can't fuck bitches over here. You don't get to be
no one
choosy.
would.
Dead ass
Hell
serious.
no.
People are treating you like you got malaria in your dick already. So what's really the problem? The lady that you love got malaria. Get malaria on that ass then. What is the problem here?
That's the best he's ever going to do. By
He
far.
can't do no better than that.
He can't do anything out here.
Yeah, I wonder though. See, the thing is, he's from Kentucky, and I
He
just
is
feel
so
like
weird.
I would love to see
You
because
should
I'm
have seen
sure
some of these Kentuckians at my wedding.
Yeah,
even. I
like
got married
Noelle-
in Kentucky.
So Noelle's mom remarried, and she lives in Kentucky with her new husband. So Noelle got married in a barn in Kentucky.
So does this guy remind you of anybody that you would know in Kentucky? Like,
no, though.
Okay, not really. No, to
See?
be honest with you,
See,
no.
Like
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
they're a little bit backwards.
Yes,
But
backwoods.
Paul's not. Yeah, but Paul's
He's not.
backwoods.
He's creepy and scary.
yes.
That's the thing. They're not like that.
He's
They're
like a
just
dangerous
like
person.
moonshine.
So now
Right, he's dangerous.
I got to
exactly.
tell you, this segment was probably my least favorite segment. I was so anxious watching them.
God.
So now they're going to see her parents, and I think they're going to go move there and live there. So he's keeping
and like Santana, whatever,
wherever it is. And
it's like across a 5-day river
4
boat.
or 5 days by boat. Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you love when he was running to the boat? Mm-hmm. He was running back and forth, putting. It looked like they were taking the Staten Island ferry.
That's
4 or 5
exactly what
days.
it looked like.
So now there's hammocks everywhere, and people are just sleeping in the hammocks. But he got a private room.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, so she is laying in the bed in the private room with her fuzzy night mask because she really is like a 10-year-old girl. She's like, I need stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals.
Yeah, but
in
if
her
you
room.
never had that shit growing
Sure.
up, like, I mean, if you never seen, like, been in a Sanrio store, like, just been around a bunch of Hello Kitty fucking shit.
You're so right.
Are you kidding me? You would slip in your own pussy juice at age 35.
So-
what is this shit?
So glad my mom listens to this. So,
Hi.
hi, Mom. I'm so sorry. No. So they have this private room, and Paul's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a shower." Now they're living on the Staten Island ferry for a whole
Yes.
week.
I don't know what he thinks.
And
He's
he's
always
like,
so surprised.
Duty water, poop water, poop
know.
water. And
Let
like,
it run,
Paul,
fool.
Paul, where do you think the water's from?
Right.
Paul, where do you think the water's from?
Right.
Why? I got to tell you.
How hard is it to bring baby wipes?
Not
How hard is it to take a fucking
Well, he
bottle
doesn't
of water,
think. He doesn't think.
a bottle of water with a rag, and clean the important parts?
I couldn't.
That's so true.
No,
He doesn't
because
think.
I got to tell you, I was like, I would rather walk to wherever we were going with all of my suitcases than go on this boat.
Well,
But I
I'll
really
tell you, I
think-
blanked out at that part. After, as soon as the poop water came out, I was like, can't watch this, can't watch this, can't watch
But
this.
he's such a jackass. He turns the water on and puts his hand under it and his mouth under it immediately. It's like, if anybody knows, first off, you got to just, I'm not afraid to be like, hey, you know, I've stayed in some places where the water comes out like
Yes.
that. Give it 2 minutes.
yeah, run it. Run
Just
the water.
run it though. Like, don't go.
Don't
he
freak
acted like a
out.
baby. Like,
I know.
doo-doo. It was so, oh,
It was
God.
off. So now he's like, let's put the mosquito net over the bed and let's tape up the vents that are giving us any air. Mm-hmm. So actually, Karini, I want to suffocate you.
With my love.
Yes.
And then he goes, did he say it or did she say it?
What?
No goody idea?
I mean, I'm sure it was.
I think it was
probably
him.
her.
Oh, I think it was him.
Really?
Yeah. So she said, Paul's not going to survive when he comes back to my town.
No.
It's amazing because her town is worse than
Yeah.
where they've been this
That's
whole
what I was about
time.
to say.
Yeah.
That compared to that, it's like a fucking resort.
Yeah.
They're going to the straight up
Yes.
motherfucking mountains.
Speaking of,
I don't blame her
resort-
for wanting to be around her family, though.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, when it's who I am as a person. If I was born into that town,
Yeah.
I would have at like 6 months old gotten on a flight.
I would have booked my own ticket.
I
First
would've
class,
booked my
of
own
course. I'm
ticket. I
6
would've
months
been
old
like,
and I'm
I'm
worth it.
getting adopted.
Uh-huh.
That's so weird. I'm getting adopted to a family in America
No, you're right.
because I'm not doing this.
Because I'm not like that. Like, I'll stay at a questionable place. You know, I'm
I don't-
much different than you. But even I'm going to Florida. I'm taking first class to Florida next month.
Yeah.
'Cause that's who I am as a
You're
person.
worth it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've made you like that.
Yeah, of course you have. Because I used to be a Karini.
Yeah, she used to be a Karini, and now she's a Darcy.
I didn't even know I had bladder infections. You know.
You know what's a really good thing that Karini should have used, and it might have even prevented any kind of infection. Do you know that Lola has feminine wipes, and I've been using them.
Okay.
It's amazing. Lola is a female-founded company offering a line of organic cotton tampons, pads, liners, and all-natural cleansing wipes. And I've been using the cleansing wipes. Noelle, you've been using the pads.
Yes, I have.
Tell me about how you feel about them.
I love the pads because I know this might sound silly, but I love how they're so indescript. They're not colorful. They're very muted.
Right.
I don't open my purse and everybody sees this bright pink
Sure.
pad in there.
That's really nice. You know,
Yes.
the FDA, Christina, the FDA doesn't require brands to disclose a comprehensive list of ingredients in their feminine care products. So most of them don't.
That's gross.
Lola
What?
offers
Yeah.
complete transparency about the ingredients found in their tampons, pads, liners, and wipes. Major brands, right? They use a mix of synthetic ingredients in their products, including rayon and polyester. Their feminine care products may also be treated with harsh chemicals, cleansing agents, fragrance, and dyes. But Lola products are 100% organic cotton with no added chemicals, fragrances, synthetics, or dyes. And Lola makes your month a little bit easier because our subscription is fully customizable. You can choose your mix of products, your mix of absorbency, number of boxes, and frequency of delivery. And Lola's subscription is super flexible. You can change, skip, or cancel your subscription at any time. You know what the best part is?
What?
They were founded by women for women, and we're all about women here.
Yes.
Girl power.
Do good with your purchase. For every purchase, they donate feminine care products to homeless shelters across the U.S. That's so nice.
That's amazing.
That's dope.
Super dope. Now, Noelle, you love the pads.
Yes. I love the pads.
Our listeners at our live podcast got the tampons.
Right.
They all love them. Make sure you are subscribing to Lola. And for 40% of all subscriptions, you can visit mylola.com. That's MYLOLA.com and enter 90-day trash talk when you subscribe. So for 40% of all subscriptions, visit mylola.com and enter 90-day trash talk.
Awesome.
Yes. Let's talk about, speaking of no hot water, let's talk about Sumit and Jenny.
I'm unzipping my dress.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you. Perfect.
Uh-huh.
So Jenny's been in India for a few weeks.
I like them.
Okay, I like them too, but
too.
let's just, right up top, why didn't he look into marriage before they moved? Before she moved there?
They're both slow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because they go to the lawyer the last episode.
out of their groups of friends, you can tell
Yes.
who they both
They're
are.
the
They're both
misfits.
the same person in their groups of friends.
You know what? That's really funny.
You're
that you say
so
that.
right, actually. Yeah.
Because Jenny's friends were like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They're fabulous. They're like very
Yeah.
aware and
And
rooted
his friends
in
are like,
reality.
super intelligent.
Right.
His friends are, they're like, I mean, this is the real of it. This is crazy.
Yeah. So now he really should have looked into this a little bit. He
Yes.
could have gone to the lawyer before she moved here and been like, listen, my
He
girlfriend
knows he's been living with his fucking parents.
Yeah, he doesn't get it yet. This
She
is like
could
his
have looked
first
into
real
it,
work.
though,
They
too.
could have both looked. Either one of them.
They've been talking to each other for 6 fucking years.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now they're sending a notice to his parents to say that they're going to be getting married.
Can I just say I love
Anything.
Indian culture. I love Indian culture for the simple fact that they're like, well, why would we need to? And poor Jenny's just sitting there like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Why would we need to tell? That document is for, like, Indian people are like, no, you got to respect your parents.
Right.
The pertinent
true.
people need to know that you're married, but also, a lot of people be cheating on their wives and marrying other bitches. So if you have a wife at your house, we're going to tell her too.
Okay, I didn't think about it that way.
Ooh.
That's
you
what it
just
means.
kind of opened my eyes to
Their
like,
culture
why.
is
Yeah.
very, you're going to be married to this one person, or you're not going to do something behind your parents' back.
right.
Interesting. So, I got to tell you, if this was the law in other countries, I think that there wouldn't be this show.
Yes.
Right. No,
Yes.
absolutely not.
Especially in America.
Yes.
No.
Especially in America. So Jenny said if she has to leave and go back to America, that she will die. She will not survive it. And she only has a 6-month visa. So if they don't get married and, she can't stay there.
Yeah.
I hate codependency. I can't deal with that. Like, you're my whole life. I have nothing to go
so
back
you don't
to.
like that he had to clip her toenails?
What is with that? Okay, I'm going to tell you. I feel like they have some weird fetish.
Yeah.
Where he, like, sexualizes her in a mother type way.
Sure.
It's very strange.
You know what's so weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, I've never really had to take care of someone like this, meaning
Right.
like he's never had like a girlfriend like this. That's not how you have a girlfriend. Usually, like, the only people that take care of someone like that is a parent.
Right.
Of course.
Like, you have to take care of a child like that.
I've only taken care of a parent that way.
Right. A parent or a child, meaning like an
Yeah.
elderly parent, an old parent, a sick, someone
Yeah.
sick.
I would say, now that I'm thinking about it, he is very childish in a sense. So what if it's
Yes.
like he would like for her to come to this country for the sole purpose of like, well, now you're going to have to depend on me. I'm going to be the man. But also we're watching you with these challenges kind of not
Right. Like, he
Yeah.
can't be
rise
on
up
his
to
own.
them
Yes.
and man up and handle them.
Sure. Now he wants his father's texting him and calling him, and you know what? They treat him like a little child too.
They
because
do.
They're like,
They've been
"Listen,
looking for him. He motherfucking lived there. You haven't eaten your breakfast. Your mom's crying.
Send a live location.
Your mother is hurt.
They want a
There's
live
no one to braid her
location.
hair tonight. Who's going to braid your mother's hair?
Your mother's toenails are so long they can't even fit
Now
in your
what?
eyes. Your mother hasn't walked in 6 weeks.
It's like, but I will say this. I did really love the moment where he stood up for her. That was really sweet.
What, in the restaurant?
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved that.
Listen,
Agreed.
he loves her.
He does.
I don't think that we're questioning that. We're just
No.
questioning the intelligence level.
There isn't much.
Speaking
No.
of intelligence level, let's talk about Corey and Evelyn.
Oh my God.
So they've been staying with.
She's so mean.
They've been
She's
staying with
the
her grandmother.
worst. And let me tell you something. Anybody that hates anybody on this show, I would say she is my number one out of everybody that's been on this show that I hate the most.
Yes, agreed.
She is
totally
fucking
agreed.
But it
evil.
makes me not like him because I feel like, come on, bro.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
How are you? Like, she's never nice to you.
But that's what she's never nice to you. It's not like once in a while she'll say like, you're handsome.
Right.
That's it.
She's like, you're nice.
She's really
Yeah.
not. She's
So
not.
they've been staying with her, with the grandmother in the open air arena.
yeah.
Yes.
And they move into their own place that he paid thousands of dollars for.
First of all, that
Just
car.
blindly
So they
sending
have a
money.
used car that barely functions. It was $7,000.
That's wild.
Was that like an 81 Toyota?
Whatever it was, that car
That
was
was-
not $7,000.
Right.
But what does she do with this money? Because I don't
She
see anything
lives.
to show
She
for
lives.
it.
She probably has it in a bank account.
She lives like a fucking king over there.
Yeah, but she
That's
doesn't,
what she
though.
does.
but that's
she
the
doesn't.
problem. I feel like she doesn't.
He's like, listen, it was really hot at your grandmother's
Yeah.
house because there was, we were living in the field.
Right.
And
Right.
There was barely there were some walls.
right. There were
No
not really
roof.
that many walls.
There was mosquitoes.
There were mosquitoes. And she's like, you complain so much. And he's like, listen, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you
Right.
what happened. And she goes, no one's asking about honesty. So they get to the apartment that he paid $5 billion for.
Yes.
Well, she was very like when he showed up. She was very like. I mean, this is. She almost looked. She
This
had
is what
like
you
a.
sign up for.
She had a shit-eating grin on her face the whole time. She couldn't wait to tell him that there was no fucking place for him to charge his
Yes.
phone. She
Yes.
couldn't wait to be like, and she's doing all that in front of her family.
She's trying to get him to leave.
Exactly.
Well, that's
her
what
own
it is,
family.
yeah.
Her own family is looking scared around her. You want to know why? Because she's a fucking nutcase.
She is a nutcase.
She says that, what is it, Engabao? I'm not really sure how to say it. She says it's her paradise where she lives.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So this is where they
That's
live.
her
They live
idea
on the
of
water.
paradise.
So she said that they fixed the roof of the apartment. They can go back
Right.
there. So they get to the apartment, and I got to tell you, I thought that the view was going to be like breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's like a dirty beach.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
gross.
It's disgusting.
I'm like, oh wow, that's like
third world country,
right,
all-
but third world countries sometimes have beautiful beaches.
but that's in them nice ass areas, girl. This
Yeah.
is where the villagers live.
All
Sure.
the houses around it are like
Dilapidated.
Yes.
So now they get there. There's no hot water. You can't flush toilet paper down the toilet. There's a rusty hot plate. And he's like, what happened to this? This is from 1971.
Right.
Was this from the ocean? Oh, I guess it's from the ocean.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's such a liar.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that this stove is original to when we settled here.
When our people settled
Yeah.
here.
God.
So they have to buy pots and pans because he's like, oh, okay, did you save, like, where are the pots and pans? And she's like, oh, I try to save this one. And it's like a coffee can.
Save it from what?
Meaning, like, save it from, like, I don't know.
The ocean? You know, like that's what I don't
The
get.
kitchen's outside.
she never has a straight answer for anything, though. And then she just kind of looks at him like,
Like, what?
Well,
you need
what?
to cook food? Why do
Right.
you need
What?
to eat? What are you, a prima donna?
Right, what's wrong with you? You need
Lunch?
hot water, please.
Ugh.
I always find it kind of like fascinating, though, that because me and my sister do this a lot where we'll be like, all right, this is a new situation for us. Let's pretend we're there. It's that day. How's this going to look? How's this going to
Right.
feel? This is so out of your comfort zone.
Right.
How could you not be on Google Maps or like being
Right.
like, hey, I'm trying to eat an Engabao. Am I going to have to kill a chicken? Like, this is craziness. Like, how are you literally there? Like, what? This
He
is the
lives on
store?
a-
What were you
listen.
looking for? Fucking Associated?
Corey came, Corey came from a campground.
Yeah, it's like,
In Washington.
why? So they're not, so wait a minute. Even after she kills it in front of me, she's not going to like package it in plastic for me?
He's like, do you have plastica?
The thing,
Styrofoam?
I think out of everyone, he has it the worst though. Where he's moved.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the-
he's given her all of his savings.
Yeah, and also
He said it.
Did you see the tiles around the outdoor kitchen? It was like an
Yes.
Italian chef. It
I
was
know.
Like Chef Boyardee was on it.
I used to have him like hanging up in my kitchen. Like my
Oh,
mom
God.
bought it for me, and I'm like, come on.
It's so bad. He's in really deep. He's in bad. I feel super sorry.
But
for
you're
him.
right, though. You know what? I don't know if I feel sorry because you could have just Googled it. You could have Google Maps it. You could have looked. You could have.
And
been
this
like,
bitch is not being. She don't want to come to America.
Okay,
She
but
doesn't
why
want to have kids, and she just want to get married.
Okay, let me ask you a question. In real life, does
Yeah.
anyone love their family enough to want to stay somewhere like that?
No. I don't love
Why
my
does
family
she
enough
wanna
to want to stay
there?
anywhere.
What is her deal?
I think that she's one of those psychos that just really that's enough for her. Also, think of it this way. You're in a village, probably don't make a lot of money. Yeah, sure, I could leave, but what if the village was just a little more comfortable?
Sure.
Right.
Like, what if there was just a way to kind of make this a little better?
Right.
Honestly, her family looks at this relationship and interacts with them on this, I can't believe she fucking did it kind of level.
Yes.
They're always like really surprised. And then she's controlling the way that they see him, and she's choosing to make him look like the white devil.
But she likes that.
She likes it.
She loves it.
Because she wants him to leave immediately.
This shit-eating
Yes.
grin that she has, it's really
She got
disturbing.
what she wanted from him, a business
Yep.
and an apartment, and now she doesn't
I
need
think
him
that
anymore.
money's saved up
Yeah, I
somewhere.
think so, too.
And she's definitely
No, you
waiting
guys
for
are
a
right.
moment
That
for when he's
car-
gone.
That car was $200.
Yeah, that car was
She was like, listen,
No fucking way.
It costs a lot more money to live here. This is a very
What?
expensive
That doesn't
place.
even add up.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Listen, your first red flag is when a bitch don't even pick you up from an airport, and fuck if you in a new city. My man has been to New York plenty of times, but when he visited,
You
you
still
best
pick him up?
believe. Of course, I picked his fucking ass up
You
at the
didn't
air
make him-
train.
You didn't make him take a. You didn't make him take a 20-minute walk down a dirt road.
No, bitch. And we got in an argument the night before, and I was mad, and I still had my ass there. I knew better.
If I flew in
I'm not
anywhere,
gonna have my man be confused in JFK.
If I flew in, it is.
Like, damn, that's why he's sickening, but that's my man. Let me go get my man. I don't like him looking confused and crazy. I like JFK looking all lost like a puppy.
Amazing.
I'm so glad I have my inhaler out.
That bitch was smiling when she said it. She was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not even there. She didn't even
like-
tell him.
She's like, I guess you're gonna have to be a big boy and
Yeah,
take the bus.
take the bus. I mean, listen.
I mean, or do you want to go home? It's like,
Right.
what? That's not even an option.
if you get stabbed, you get stabbed. So what if you get robbed? Then
This
you'll
is your
learn
first
lesson.
test.
Right.
Welcome.
This is like Survivor.
She's like, she was all soft, and she's like, do you want to play a game?
I would rather be on Survivor because they are actually on a nice beach.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, their
It's
beach
so
is nicer.
true. This is horrible. This was really
Their
bad.
beach is nicer.
This bitch, they were walking through the village, and she goes, just act like you're going to throw something to the dogs. Like, all these dogs are,
Right.
like, snarling at them. She's like, just
It's like you
pretend
make
you're
it-
throwing something at
You
them.
make it like you've never gotten rabies before,
Right.
Corey.
God, Corey.
Jeez.
You've never outrun a pack of dogs. You don't even have to really throw something at them. Look, see, it's nothing. It's like, what bitch?
There's the hospital is probably so far away too.
The hospital?
Yeah.
They do their own surgery.
This is your second test. Do you want to play another game?
You have appendicitis. Goodbye forever. Jeez. All right, let's talk about Before the 90 Days. Season 3, Episode 1. This is fresh meat.
Oh,
This excites me.
This is listen.
I love
the
it.
other way. I'm into it too.
I love
Oh,
it.
I
I'm
love
here for-
the
I'm
other
here
way.
for this.
I love it. But I do love my fresh meat.
Aren't we
too.
happy that Happily Ever After is over?
Oh my God.
I thought it would never end.
When I pressed play to
Yeah.
watch this new one last
And there were new
night,
people.
I had like goosebumps. I was so
I couldn't.
excited.
I was
You're
so
like, I'm going to meet my
tired.
new family.
Yeah.
I was just really tired of Larissa's accent because like it was just so bad. Can I just say real quick
Anything.
for Happily Ever After?
Yeah.
She's leading Eric into the room.
Yeah.
When she's going to tell him about her charges.
Yes.
And she's walking him in, and she goes, "Come on, my little shaw." And he goes, did you just say shadow? And thank God for the captions because she's saying child. And she's like, no, you're my little baby kid in the shower. Come on, my little shaw. And he's like, are you saying chowder?
That's what he said, chowder. He's
He
like,
asked-
chowder?
Or he's like, did you say shadow? Did you say chowder? My little shaw.
Flashback to
That's
last
funny.
week. That was amazing. Okay, so we're going to start off with Rebecca and Zayed.
my
Rebecca
God.
is 47 years old. She's from Georgia. She's a private investigator.
She is very sad.
Zayed is from Tunisia. He's 26. So she has three kids and grandkids, and she has full tattoo sleeves.
yes.
She is a private investigator, and she didn't do a great job here. So her favorite part about being a private investigator is putting GPS on cars, and that's how she caught her ex-husband cheating on her.
This fucking Walmart Joey Greco. Like, you cannot start your own cheaters.
Well,
Yes. Yes.
she uses filters to make herself look younger. And when I say younger, I mean 30 years
Different
younger.
human.
Meaning like
I was
going to
say another face.
She looks like a 4-year-old girl. I mean, younger is not really.
Here's the thing. She's not terrible looking in life.
She's actually
No.
very pretty.
That's
She
what
should
I
have led
mean.
with that face.
She should have. So she's very pretty. But
She's worried about the wrong things. It's not your face. It's that hair.
You know what,
she has like a Shih Tzu hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has a manager. Get the manager hair.
Yes. Yes.
She has pictures of.
She has
him.
that. I just put a tracker on your car hair.
I'm still laughing.
She has pictures. She has all his selfies printed out and framed all over
On
her
a
house.
mug. That's what got me.
Okay,
the
on a mug all over the house. She has side by side. She uses the pic
Uh-huh.
frame.
God, that's
She uses
weird.
the frames app.
That's really weird.
Now we're seeing a little bit of his Snapchats that he snaps to her, and they are creepy.
Thank you.
They
If you thought
I
Paul was
know.
creepy,
I love you
I
so
love
much.
you so
I can't wait to
much.
have babies.
I love you so much. And baby, I want to kiss you so much. So much. Like,
He's very scary.
You gotta watch. Listen, people will show you little glimpses of themselves. If somebody don't blink a lot, that's an issue.
I say this all the time.
Yes.
That's a big problem.
he don't blink enough.
She said that it's a 15-hour flight, and she's talking to her coworker Melanie. So it's basically like two housewives that are like, "You want to go catch some people?"
Right.
This reminds me of like Noelle and I, like going
Yeah.
out and like passing our ex-boyfriend's house.
Yeah.
And be like, "Do you think he's inside?" That's all it is. There's like
God.
no craft to this.
We took my ex-boyfriend's doorbell.
We did. We stole it right off his house.
You bad bitches.
So she's been married 3 times. She married her last husband. I know you're going to be shocked. Lay down for this one. He was a Moroccan man that she met online, and they got a spousal visa. And then he came here, and she GPS tracked his car. I know you're shocked. And he was cheating.
I don't know why. She seems super chill.
She seems fine.
Like,
You know how
I
you know
don't. Why
she's
would you
fine?
cheat on that?
You know how you know she's fine? When she goes to the gas station and the thing that covers her gas tank, like not the cap, but the actual thing that covers the gas tank cap is just missing off of her car.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so
It's the little things.
her Melanie, her coworker, is like, "Hey, crazy story. Have you done a background check on him?" And she's like, "What do you mean?"
You know,
How
the
do you
thing
do
that
that?
you professionally do, that you allege that you do.
I don't know how to do the international background check.
Okay.
Actually, you do. You don't want to pay for it.
Oh,
You do. You just don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know. So her daughter and husband sit down with her, or the daughter and the son-in-law.
Okay, that was the son. I wasn't sure if it was son-in-law or her son.
The way that your family treats you lets me know the way that you need to be treated. Meaning, I don't need to be taking you seriously because the people closest to you do not take you seriously.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
that's
this
true.
guy is even further removed, like, and he's talking to you like he's related to you.
Yeah.
Like, this is your son-in-law being like, this is not the first time you done did this shit.
Yeah,
Right.
you do this all the time. Can
We
you
don't want to
stop
pick
it?
you up off the floor. We don't want to be...
We don't want to pick up your legal fees, basically.
Ugh.
So let's talk about Zayed a little bit. He's an audience coordinator for a TV station. So basically, he's the guy that makes the
Laugh.
Jerry Springer
Right.
audience shout Jerry.
Right.
So you
Jerry,
want to be in
Jerry.
entertainment.
Right. Exactly.
And it's a seasonal job. So basically, what we're saying is
He's unemployed.
Unemployed.
Right.
Very good. So she buys a ring light that a lot of makeup artists buy to take really nice pictures. She buys a ring light so when they video chat, she looks hotter.
She really goes all out. She must really not like herself.
She does too much.
She does
Yeah.
all.
But does she realize she's going to meet him in person?
Well,
You
she's
know?
going to be there in 9 days, and then she's going to go there for 3 weeks, 21 days. And in Tunisia, couples cannot share beds.
Right.
And they're going to be staying at his dad's house, and they must sleep in separate rooms.
But she does kind of allude to the fact that they end up sleeping together.
What do you
Yes.
mean? What did she say?
She said on one of the things, like on the next episode, that, Zayed is not going to be happy if he found out that he just slept with a
With
married woman.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now she has a big secret. It's 4 days till she leaves. She has a big secret. She's not divorced yet. And Zayed thinks that she's already filed, and she's going to file, but she won't have a court date until she gets back. Now, I
But, like,
understand,
who
but I don't
cares?
think that this is a giant big deal.
No,
I would not have said a goddamn
you don't say
thing.
anything. Also, people don't know, like, the laws are different everywhere. So you could say I filed for divorce and I have to wait for my court date, and it takes a long time. In America, I don't know how it is in other countries. In America, it takes a long time to get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the big deal is. She's making something out of nothing. I think the bigger deal is that whose face is this?
Right.
That's the real big deal.
Face off.
Yeah.
I think that it's really sad that she would do that. And I also feel like it's very telling, the fact that all those pictures are printed and posted everywhere, because I feel like that's a thing that a normal person would be too embarrassed to show people.
Oh, she's not embarrassed.
But you have no shame because and you're used to this shit. And everyone around your own family's like, oh, here she goes. She's on one. She got another one.
Yeah, she probably just
got another one.
She's like, I had all these frames.
She got another one.
All I got to do is order another mug.
Right.
And we're good. Now let's talk about, I think, the guy that upsets me the most on this.
I can't. I'm very upset
Caesar,
by him.
46 years old, North Carolina. He's a nail tech. And he is in a relationship with Maria. She's 28 years old, and she's from the Ukraine.
I can't even say that I hate this woman because there's nothing. She's so non-existent.
There's something about him that breaks
She's not
my
real.
heart.
She's not real.
She's not even the person in those pictures.
No, she's not real at all. So he meditates with his helmet on before he goes to work.
I can't.
And then he rides his bike to work, and he's a nail guy.
It's like watching someone rob a baby, and it really sucks.
Yeah.
That's what's upsetting. It's not like Corey and Evelyn on the other way.
This is a child.
Yes.
Sure. So now I think he's been doing nails for 15 years.
15 years.
Clearly
he learned
delusional.
from his ex.
Yeah.
His ex-girlfriend, she was an Asian nail lady. And he learned how to do nails. I got to tell you, my nail guy, I mean, he's Asian, but he is a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all for equal pay and equal opportunity until we're in a nail shop. Get away from me. I want the man.
I
want a man. Yes.
I always want the
care
man.
more.
They do a better job. I think they're
job.
Stronger with it, and I just think they're
take
faster.
Their time.
I think, okay, so my nail guy, David, I just love him. I get giddy when I talk about him.
I can't wait to see my nail tech.
He gives a massage. Sometimes when I'm getting the massage from him, I'm like, I could be with him. I could be with him.
Do you see that? You're merely getting a massage. You'd be a great 90-day fiance.
Yeah.
Because you would earn everything that you got.
I really...
He barely touched you.
He was so... He does my nails he's an artist. Honestly, he's so kind.
Right.
Sometimes he feeds my meter for me if I go over time. He is just
not for nothing. That's a big deal.
David, if you're listening, I love you.
Sounds like he's trying to.
Hi, Mom. So he is just Caesar's a hopeless romantic, right?
Yes, but I don't think he's had many relationships. I believe that was his first and only relationship.
Right. So now they met on Anastasia Date, which
sounds like a porn site or a prostitute ordering site.
Basically, so what you have to do on Anastasia Date is you have to buy the girls things.
Did you see how excited he was when he described this? What's awesome about this site is what you do is
$450.
The only way you could talk to someone on the site is if you send them money first, and then they have to accept this is enough. I'll accept.
And he doesn't think that that's a problem.
He doesn't think that he's not the only one doing this.
Right. The real problem is why aren't we on Anastasia Date?
That's so true.
No, I understand you're married, but
so what?
I got real life Anastasia. My man comes in the house. If he bought himself a Nike shirt, bitch, I got a Nike shirt. I'm already
Christina,
getting spoiled.
There's nothing wrong with getting double spoiled.
There really is nothing wrong with it.
I'm not saying that you have to cheat on your boyfriend. I'm just saying.
That's true. Maria's clearly not cheating on her boyfriend.
Right. So she calls him baby. She won't say his name.
Right.
But she only sends him videos. They don't video chat.
Never.
It's just videos of a blonde woman saying, hey, baby, I miss you, baby. So they've been talking for 5 years, and he's sending her $800 a month. But she's a receptionist.
Can we get Neve and Max in on this?
That's who
this
we
is
need.
Such a catfish.
That is who we need.
He says that she's a receptionist and she makes very little money, and he sent her over the 5 years $40,000.
Yo, how much can we pay to get Is Neve and Max on Cameo? I want to ask them about this.
Ooh.
I want them to know about this. This is a catfish. I really think so.
If anybody could fix this, it would be Neve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Max. Max isn't on the show anymore, but we still love him.
Oh, well, we need Neve.
So his client with the crazy eyebrows, right, is sitting there.
Yes.
And
yes.
Lord.
He's like, listen, I can't meet her because it's too expensive. And the girl's like, okay, I need you to do my nails really good, but also I need you to be what are you doing?
What's
but also
happening?
don't not concentrate on my pedicure.
Right.
So he's clipping coupons because he could barely afford to live because he's a nail tech.
This fool grabbed a cup of water and sat down on his couch. I've never felt more so. I was like, oh, he's just drinking water like that. Like
That
when he
was his
wants it to
dinner,
get
probably.
cold, he puts it in the fridge. Like he ain't got no ice.
But you can tell though, like he spends all his money on her. He's got like paint missing off his walls.
He has
Yeah,
the
he
bare
got his
It
minimum.
doesn't
carpet
matter.
down.
Yeah, he
Bare
doesn't care.
minimums.
He does not care.
No, but he doesn't care either,
No,
right?
he doesn't care. He's a little bit. He's very sweet, but he's a little bit of a Unabomber kind of guy.
Clearly delusional. Though.
Yeah.
Not in reality.
So she's
He's
like,
not
"Listen."
in reality.
So she's like, listen, she's like, I want to meet you in Mexico. And he's like, no, I want to come to the Ukraine. We can meet your friends. I want to meet your family. And she's like, baby, it's too cold.
You can't walk on the street.
You can't go outside. I would like to go to Mexico. So the first time they tried to meet up, she missed her flight.
Right.
The next time they tried to meet up, she was missing something on her passport. The next time they tried to meet up, the travel agent scammed her out of her money.
Yes.
So now she wants to go to Mexico, and he says it's going to be $6,000 to $7,000 for the trip. I feel like that's not true.
Okay.
It's
So
not.
all I thought about was you during this because I know you're a seasoned Mexican.
So I don't know if everyone on this podcast knows, but one time I went to Cancun. So I know
You're
basic.
basically Mexican.
She knows.
I'm-
Yes.
Listen, I'm not Mexican, so I know everything. Like, if you ever have a question about like international travel, like,
Right, or
you can ask
fairs.
me
You
because
go to Tracy.
I know exactly where
2
to go
years
now.
ago, me and Lawrence went to Cancun for a wedding, so it's not a
She
big deal.
basically knows everything.
So I'm going to say, with my authority, that $6,000 to $7,000 might be a little bit too much for a week in Mexico for an all-inclusive.
Right.
Even for an all-inclusive. Because he also says when I get there, I have to pay for food, and it's like, Caesar,
Right.
I'm going to tell
That
you
doesn't
something
even
great.
make sense. No
Right.
resort does that.
Caesar, I'm going to tell you something great about Mexico because, again,
Everything's included.
I
Again,
am
you
the
know
spokesperson.
everything.
There's this thing. It's called all-inclusive. And again, like Caesar, I was also new to all-inclusive when I got there, but now I'm a pro. It's basically an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You ask everywhere, and it's like people get exhausted telling you, like, yes, just grab a fucking plate.
Yeah.
Go.
Just eat. Just, you don't have
We
to
never
make it-
want you to stop eating.
Just eat. Just keep eating. Just keep drinking. We're going to give you this poison vodka. Just
Go,
drink it.
go, have fun.
Yes. So he needs a loan from his boss. His boss's name is Tim. And
Oh, Tim's had it.
Tim is like, listen, she is a catfish. And he's like, listen, Tim, I understand that you're saying that I should go fishing when I'm in Mexico. And we are going to go on a catfish boat. I just need a lot of money. So it's a week until he goes to Mexico. And he's
my
like,
God.
listen, what I'm going to do, because this is my idea and not hers, I'm going to send her $2,000 to the
I love
Ukraine.
that. This was my idea and not hers.
Definitely his idea, because he wants her, because he thought about this. He wants her to buy her own plane ticket, and he's letting her buy it because he trusts her.
Because he trusts her.
He said so that she can buy it in the way that she sees fit.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, bitch, why don't you just say, as soon as I get there, the next thing I'm going to do, lay down, let her walk all the fuck over me.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Well, what if she wanted to buy it and like she had like a dress that she wanted to wear while she clicked the button on the computer? Christina, you don't know.
Well, no, he's got.
You
oh
don't
my
know what
God,
she's
I-
always imagined.
When you see the coming attraction, you see he bought her chocolate G-strings. Like, what's
Yes.
wrong with
That
you?
was-
See, but that, and you want to feel bad for this person
Thank
until
you.
they bring out 6 boxes. The one
Right.
box of chocolate G-string is
Yeah,
already.
but they're going for 6 days. You don't want her not to have underwear on. You don't want her to get a Christina. You want her to get a UTI. You want her to get a yeast infection.
Because here's what gets me.
I can't just sit in your wet
I
bathing
can't.
suit.
Right, that's
But
true.
this is the man. Like, have you had sex? There's no way that you sat there and was like, "Well, I'll tell you why I did it because my last girlfriend was so into chocolate
Right.
G-strings."
You know who else is into chocolate anything? Noelle.
Noelle.
If you bought her 6 chocolate G-strings, she would sit here and eat 6
I would be
chocolate-
eating it as a snack.
As you're talking shit to us about the G-strings, you would be nibbling on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be like, these are
Right now.
stupid. I'm
You'd be like,
gonna eat
and
them
this
all."
isn't even good chocolate.
Right. Because I know it's not.
You're gonna
That's
go.
the
You're gonna
thing.
eat it. She's gonna
Very
eat it crotch
waxy.
first.
It's like Easter chocolate. It's
like
not
waxy
even good.
Easter
yeah.
chocolate. I totally.
I
get
would
it.
imagine that it's not even good chocolate.
Because the
Guys-
thing is, like, I used to feel bad for Larissa and Colt last
Right.
season. You know what I
Colty.
mean? Colty. And I
Colty.
used to be like, oh, at first, like, Larissa's taking advantage of him. No. cult wanted a blow up doll, and I think that's kind of.
And
I believe
Larissa can
like
suck
that.
the skin off a dick. I believe that her dick suckings are very
I'm dead.
good.
I am dead.
I believe I can tell.
I am
She
dead.
wanted to suck her
Passed
dick
away.
through America, and I believe she will.
You know what though?
Your girl's
has and she
she's
will.
getting fillers. I just saw her on Instagram getting
Her
some
lips
butt.
Are
some butt
giant.
fillers.
Oh,
Her lips-
really?
Yeah, her lips got bigger.
She said, "I want to be like my Kardashian sisters." Like, girl, stop.
Now, guys, something very bad happened, and I know you're going to get really upset about this.
What?
You're okay? You
I
ready
think I'm
for-
all right.
Okay, there's bad news. Caesar bought his plane ticket and paid for the hotel, and then there was a terrible war. The Russians attacked the Ukraine.
This bitch, to give it validity, she went, "You not watch the news?
You didn't watch the news that only comes into my household?
She's like, I'll send you,
You
an
don't
article.
know the news
I'll
I
send you
just
a-
made up."
I'll send you a video of me telling you the news.
Right. I'll send you the article that I wrote.
Yes. There is a
Jeez.
war and she cannot go anywhere. She is like, listen. He's like, listen, I need you to be really careful. I need you to stay safe. And he goes, she's basically like, I'm going to probably die in this war.
Right.
So, and all you care about is our trip to Mexico.
Right.
The one that you insisted
Right.
that I buy.
Right.
You made me
Last
buy-
week.
Yeah. You made me buy a trip to Mexico. Hold on. I have a bullet in my cheek. I need to take out. This is a bullet from the Russians. This is a Russian bullet. Oh my God. There's a bomb in my living room.
It's
Can I
so-
call you back?
It's so you should have already knew, and he knew too.
He didn't know because he bought a non-refundable flight. So here's the thing. The first time she missed her flight. The second time the passport. The third time the travel issue. And he still bought a non-refundable
Well, that's the
flight.
thing. Don't you think you should have waited until she bought her ticket? Maybe a confirmation number or something.
He just comes
that's not
skipping
how
into
she
the
wanted
fucking
to
living
buy
room
it.
like, "I just got my
But
ticket."
also, what does she get out of it?
So-
Shouldn't she have said, "Why don't you wait for me to buy my ticket before you buy
this
yours?"
is not real. So you're talking about a real situation, and
Right.
this is not
right.
real.
And this is the holes in the story that the connections that he's not
doesn't
making.
see
He's
it.
confused.
Like Tim, the boss, you could see him looking at him like it broke his heart. Like he knows what's going on, and he doesn't know how to tell him because he won't listen.
Listen, when he cried, that made me feel very bad.
I felt really bad.
I
Okay,
did. I have
listen,
to tell
guys.
you.
But then the chocolate panty thing came next,
That-
and then I
Then
wasn't
I
feeling
was
so
over
bad.
it. Then I was like, "You're a creep."
Yeah, then
you're
I
a
was like,
creep.
gross.
Okay, you guys, let's talk about her voice on the phone. Is this
Okay.
her?
Well, I
Is
just
she
want to
really
know what
Maria?
what
I think it's her.
You think she's Maria and she's 28?
Yeah, I think that all the girls in Ukraine look like that. I think they're just looking for money.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
don't-
that why
if
wouldn't
it is
she-
her, he's not the only one. And she's
No.
getting it. I think that what he doesn't understand is that this site was not to find love. And if
What do you
any
say?
right was to find money.
Okay,
Right.
Hold on. Back the boat up.
Okay, I should have
Christina.
warned you before I dropped
What do you-
that bomb
I just
on
told
you.
you I
Back
was
the
going to sign up
ferry
for
up.
Anastasia. Back the Staten Island ferry up right now. I just said to you that we were all going to be on Anastasia dates, of
Right.
love, and then you didn't say.
Well, you got to
no.
take the love part out of it.
Oh no, I can't be on it then.
If she's real, that's not her only Caesar. If she's not
Yes.
real, I just want to know why is she sleeping underneath bunk beds? Like, why does she always sound like, "Hello, baby"?
She's
That's
probably
so-
hiding from her husband.
She does sound like.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what she sounds like? She sounds like anyone who's ever given me a bikini wax.
Maybe. I don't know. I do think it's her, and I think that
Lip too?
what?
Lip wax too? That's basically what she sounds like.
Oh, yeah. No, but I
I
think
do
it's
your
her.
eyebrow. Lip too?
I don't think it's
Lip
like
too?
like a scary. The ladies that they thread my brows.
That's what she sounds like to me.
I don't think so. I
Oh,
think
that's
this
exactly
is
what
her
she sounds like.
because where I live, everyone is Ukrainian, and she looks like every single person.
Yeah,
where
no, I
live,
get that, but
you
I
know?
also think that there's something going on here.
It's too weird.
Let's talk about commitment and true love.
I can't.
We're going to talk about Avery. She's 19 years old. She's from Ohio.
I can't with this girl.
Oh, God, you
Omar-
want to talk about a fucking Looney Tune?
Yeah.
Omar's 24. He's from Syria. 6 months ago, she converted to Islam. She used to be a homecoming queen. She was a gymnast. She was in the Junior Olympics. She was partying. And then she found Islam through a coworker. She now only shows her hands and face. And she used to be Christian. She went on a Muslim dating app. And Omar made a little mistakey. He said he was from the U.S. on the dating app.
Right.
But he was like, by U.S., I meant Syria.
Right.
But I just spelt it wrong. You know, so
you know how Syria and the U.S. are usually
like,
next to each other on these
interchangeable,
options.
you know,
it's like right by it in the toggle menu. So I think that they look alike a little bit.
I think she's pretty.
Yeah, so
she's really pretty.
They
Yeah.
got engaged in 1 month, and he mailed the ring. And
Right, but I think they got engaged. I think it took longer for them to get engaged than it was that she was an actual Muslim. I feel like this bitch was a Muslim for
6
a week.
months.
You know what I mean? And then like got on the dating app and was like, "Oh, I got to be real Muslim now because I'm trying to get with this daddy right
Exactly.
here."
yeah, she got super Muslim.
Okay, Tracy.
Okay,
I have a friend.
Yeah.
You know her.
Yeah, okay.
She likes to get into these fads, but doesn't really have a reason.
Sure.
She was a vegan for a while.
I'm
And
familiar.
she used to sneak all this cheese.
Okay, when you heard anyway, so let's just get back real quick. So
Okay.
she lives with her mom and her stepdad, and there's 5 siblings.
Yes.
So basically, like, she lives in a zoo, and she's like,
I
I'm gonna
need
She's
to get
still a
out of
child.
here.
She's
Right,
still,
she's like,
I'd
it's
rather
very
be
much-
in Syria than be in the zoo.
It's hard to take your decision making seriously when you don't even have your own house. Like you live with your
Yes.
parents still.
So now her siblings are talking about her, and they're like, yeah, she's Muslim today.
Right.
Yesterday she was a vegetarian. and
your
she would-
your family will tell on you, bitch, and your
Right.
family's like, man, we so sick of this shit. I don't know
I
what's
know
gonna
they
happen.
didn't
like,
even react to her.
She was a lesbian last week.
I know, she was
they don't
Right.
take her
She-
seriously at all.
They were like, she was a vegetarian. I saw her eating chicken nuggets in her room, and that's what. Yes, I
Yes.
totally thought of your.
I thought of
situation.
you. I'm like, I know Tracy.
That
is gonna
little
get
brother
this.
like aired her shit out.
He was my favorite person.
I
on
loved
this
him.
show.
He kept it real.
He's like,
Can we just
ask
say
me
all of the
anything.
youngest people on these shows are crushing
They're
it?
always the best.
You know why? Because children are truth tellers.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They do not lie. So they're going to meet in Lebanon. She even learns Arabic, and she's.
I
Like,
have respect for that though. At least she's one of the people that's learning the language.
Well, she
That's
also
true.
wants her mom, because her mom's going to go with her, because I don't know, she might get killed by ISIS.
Right.
Her mom's also scared she's going to join ISIS. So she.
it's
seems
true because
Because
these
she's
people
that
get
impressionable,
She's
though.
too impressionable. Absolutely.
she reminds me of someone who is selling multi-level marketing.
She would be the best. Like, she should be my mother's
Why
daughter.
doesn't she just sell Mary Kay?
Yeah.
That or like some sort of
Zango.
psycho blogger, hey guys, a lot of people have been asking me. Like, no one's been asking her about my
Nobody's
skincare
been asking
routine.
you. She's
So
one of those
here it
people-
is.
She drinks essential oils. I guarantee you. She's one of those.
So she goes to her best friend's house, right?
Right.
And her best friend Rachel seems really nice, and her parents are pastors or ministers or whatever. So they go over there, and that's like her second family, right? And Jim and Roseanne are the parents, and they're like, listen, she came to one church service with us, and then the next day she was a Muslim. Jim and Roseanne,
Right.
how bad are you at leading a church service that she converted to Islam?
So she didn't have to be in church anymore.
She's getting married in 11 days. Mm-hmm. Now, the good thing about Omar is he's a dentist. He's studying to be an oral surgeon, and he has 2 more years of college. My favorite part about Avery is that she has a cross tattoo on her hand.
I know.
When did you get that, Avery?
Retard.
There's something to be said for having a dentist in the family, though. My father-in-law's a
Yeah,
dentist.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool. I would probably
They
go
both
to
have
Syria
nice
too.
teeth. But it's like,
Yeah.
I have a cross tattooed on my arm, not because it's indicative of me making like rash decisions that are permanent to my life.
I'm shocked. But you know what happens? Even if you're a dentist, your teeth can still be blown out by a bombing when you live in an active war zone.
What? I thought they were bulletproof.
Yeah, no. He lived in the middle of an active war zone. His entire town was destroyed.
It makes no sense.
Why
They're
are-
actively bombing Syria like now, right?
So,
yes.
Like, isn't it like happening right
This
now?
is
Yeah.
an active war zone. So now she's going to be. She says that not only is she
Man,
going
there's
to be,
no dick strong enough that I never got before in
Thank
life
you.
to make me walk into a war zone.
Well, she is. Her mother thinks that after she gets married in Lebanon, she's going to come back to the U.S. and wait for him to come here. But her little secret is that she's going to go and move. They're going to live inside a bomb.
But you know what? Then let her get bombed. Then she's a moron, you know?
Wait a minute, Noelle. What do you mean? So you're saying that she's not making the best decisions?
I'm saying she's not making rational decisions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This show is full of
this
a
better
lot
not
of
have
rational
anything to do with the
people.
cross tattoo because that was a one-off.
Honestly,
Okay.
she seems fine. Speaking of fine. fine. Let's talk about Darcy. She's back.
She really amuses me though.
She is back. Darcy,
I welcome Darcy, but I just feel so I'm a little annoyed with her.
I feel bad for her kids.
Darcy is 44 years old now. We've seen her through her childhood.
Yes.
She lives in Connecticut. She lives with Stacy, her twin sister, and her 2 daughters. Now, a little backstory on Darcy, in case you don't know. 3 years ago, she met Jesse from Amsterdam. We have a little flashback to the steak incident heard around the world.
Yes.
But the thing is, they made her look really crazy in
Yes.
this flashback, and they didn't. Jesse was awful.
Jesse was really bad. When she picked him up from the airport and he was like, "What's that? Come on, babe. Why don't you know?" Oh God, sometimes I was wondering. I was like, "Is he on Adderall?"
Yeah,
He was mad that she didn't know.
He looks like he takes too much Adderall.
landmarks in Queens on the side of the Grand Central.
yes.
She's like, I live in
That's not even a
Connecticut.
thing though, but we wouldn't know that.
Do you remember when he was like, yeah, I love living in CT now?
Are you kidding me? I get to have a boat and a little dock, and I can be on the porch and love it.
Funny.
Fucking Adderall's kicking in. I can tell because his moods go up and down. Like his Adderall kicks in, they can spend all of 8 minutes in a car together, loving each other before they've been in a car for 8 minutes too long, and it goes downhill. He left that house like 3 times.
The problem is she's emotionally broken, and he is
insufferable.
Well, he's awful.
He's
for
horrible.
someone like her.
Well, let's see, because
Yeah.
there's a new guy in town. Actually, he's not in town. He's in the UK. His name is Tom. He's 39. He works in fashion, and they actually met 4 years ago before Jesse. They never met in person. So now she met him before she met Jesse. And
She
then
just she's like, I just cast my lines all across the
Listen,
fucking world,
what
and
she
just
did
whoever
was-
bit.
He was probably on her friends list on AIM.
Yes.
Instant Messenger.
Yes.
And she's like, I used to talk to this guy. Let me IM him now
Yep.
that Jesse is out of the picture. So we're talking to the kids now, right?
And this guy's a fashion designer, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yet,
Oh.
do you see the coming attractions? What he really looks like?
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't
way
look
different than his pictures.
So
That's
her
true, too.
daughters didn't like Jesse. What do you mean? You didn't like a psychopath screaming?
You
in your
didn't like
house?
watching your mother become unraveled every time he came into the room?
Jeez. Okay. Darcy's extensions are
They're
awful.
terrible. I mean, they're horrendo.
Now,
That ponytail
We
is
all make
so
mistakes.
tired. Like, that ponytail is the same ponytail from the last season, though.
Yes.
right. So
It's tired.
We all make mistakes. We all make fashion mistakes. I mean, we've gone through different colors of hair. We've gone through different styles, right? I mean, Christina, when I met you, what color was your hair?
Probably green.
It was like green or blue or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, you pulled it off. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you so much.
But we all do things that we're like, okay, let's
You're right.
change
My
it
hair
up a
was
little.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all go through
you change it
different
up.
things.
I feel like she thought she was obsessed with her look, and like she got it all perfect for Jesse, and he was like, "Oh, I'm still gonna treat you like shit." And then she is in this look though, this ponytail,
Well, he
all this
made her
black
feel
leather.
so bad
What's
about herself.
going
She's
on?
like Euro. She wants to look like this European
Yes.
woman,
But she doesn't. She looks like she is from Queens.
She's
That's
always
exactly
gonna look
what
like
she
you're
looks
from
like.
Queens, girl.
She does. She really does. So now her and her sister, because they do everything together, they're getting cold laser
I like the
therapy.
sister.
Me too.
Yeah, they're the same to me.
I mean, I'm married to a twin, so
Yeah,
I
they're the
get
same.
it. It's used to me.
They're getting cold laser therapy for their abs.
Yeah, but the sister seems to have her head on a little bit more straight.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. And it's funny you say that because Stacy is engaged to a 27-year-old Albanian.
Oh, never mind.
But she's visited him 5 times. Like, she's
They've
not
been together
rushing
for 5
things,
years, but
right.
we'll see what happens. They overdid their faces.
You think?
Oh well.
Oh.
They look
Their brows
sexy,
look
They
good,
look like
though.
sexy cats.
Yeah.
Look like Siamese twins. Like really.
They look like actual Siamese cats.
Yes.
From the Aristocrats. You remember the movie? The Siameses come out.
Oh boy. So they overdid it way too much. So now I know you're going to be shocked again. Wants Tom to propose at the end of this trip.
Oh, she's obsessed with that shit.
I'm having a flashback.
Yes.
I'm having a flashback. So
She looks at the camera at one point and is like, I mean, that was chill, right? That wasn't like too clingy. It's like, bitch, what?
So she's getting her injections and under eye filler. Like she's trying to have a conversation with her sister.
Yes.
As they're like not even like stay still. They're just like as you're
They're
talking,
just shooting her in the
we're
face.
just gonna shoot you with all these different things. We're gonna actually we're gonna give you a lump in the middle of your forehead. Did you want that? We could do that. We could do that. This is velour.
Hey, we know that every man that you meet really hates how emotional you are, so we're just gonna try to freeze those emotions.
Yeah, we're
in your
gonna
face.
we're gonna shoot. Do you want anything inside of your eyeball?
She breaks her own Botox every time she gets upset. Like she fights it and like gets the muscles back working again. They're so strong.
They were like, your eyeballs look a little smaller, like not as voluminous as they used to. We're going to actually put some Restylane inside of your eyeballs because guys are really into big eyeballs these days. And they shoot her right in the eye while she's talking to them. Now, the only difference that I could see really between her and her sister are they have different noses.
The only difference I've noticed is that Darcy wears the colored contacts.
Oh, interesting. So now she's getting dressed for her video chat. And I think that this was a question that production asked everyone.
What?
How do you prepare to get ready? How do you prepare to video chat with...
Yeah, they asked.
They asked it because when Darcy filmed this, she goes, the way I prepare to get ready.
Oh, that's true.
Now, if anyone's ever done any kind of
They'll
casting,
feed you
which
that
all
line,
three
yeah.
of us had, it's like, hey, listen, we're going to ask you a question. I want you to repeat the question in a statement form.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh my God, that's so true. Yeah.
It's so, like, I watch a lot of stuff like that, or sometimes I'll see, like, when someone says something, I'll be like, okay, so
that was fed.
That was fed to them.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, can you just say, like, whoa, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
Now I'm starting to pick up on that stuff.
Because now you've been doing casting things.
Yeah.
Because Noelle used to be a regular person.
Yeah.
And then I made her very famous.
Now you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Pretty much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Do you see how big her eyeballs are now?
She's blinked 3 times.
She doesn't even have to anymore. So this guy, so she's talking on video chat with Tom, and he is talking about Jesse.
Right.
Tom doesn't look great though.
Tom looks like
He
a
looks
sponge that was
old.
left in water.
Yes.
It's full. It needs to be wrung out. If anybody was going to talk about her drinking, your face.
He looks swollen.
Very swollen,
yeah.
like a lot of drinks.
But also, like, he's like, she's sitting there in a studio, basically.
Right.
Video chatting with him. And he's like in a closet with no lights on.
Yeah, he's always like outside in an alley.
Oh my God. So
I like to picture him like he's like in one of those things, you know, where it's not a full shirt or turtleneck.
Like a dickie.
Yeah, like a dickie.
dickie.
And like at the bottom, he's like has no, he's just in his underwear.
he has like a button.
That's what I do when I video chat my psychiatrist.
Oh, you just put a shirt
Yeah,
on?
I just put a
business
shirt
on the
on.
top
Yeah,
and then,
and I
like,
have like
party on the
underwear,
bottom.
but like a turtleneck on.
So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's pretending now. I guess they're both pretending that they've been together for 4 years.
Yeah, I think that's a fully, you know, bold-faced lie right there.
Right.
Can't stop talking about Jesse though.
She
It's
can't
bad.
stop it. But you know what? She can't stop it, and also he can't stop
He
it.
can't.
Right.
Well, because you want to know what I think that really tells us. Y'all don't have shit to talk about. Nope. Y'all don't be talking about nothing.
True that.
Now, she's like, listen, when I get off the plane, so what's going to happen?
Oh my God, I loved this.
How hard are we going to hug?
I loved
like,
this.
Can I jump up and down?
I loved
Are you going to
this.
kiss me on my neck? And he's like, listen, I think that
I'm not even going to be there.
You're going to...
Right.
He's like, the best part about you getting off the plane is I'm not going to be there because you're going to smell bad. So what I need you to do...
He's Tracy.
I love this idea, too. Because you know how she was like, I love this idea, and she was full of it?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
she
didn't
was
love
like,
it.
this is actually better. I love it. I want it. I need it. I can't believe I didn't think of it. This is so smart. And this is what I like, why I love him so much more than Jesse.
Right.
Because Jesse would be the kind of
Jesse
guy that would
would've-
just want me to cartwheel.
Just hang out with him right away.
He said that he wants her to brush her teeth.
I want you
Right.
to get off that plane and I don't want to see you for another 5 hours.
Because you are gross. You have dirt on you.
Meanwhile, it's only like a 6-hour flight.
I know. And she's like, listen, I have to doll up before he sees me. So he sent her a ring.
Yes.
Ugh.
It is a piece of glass.
That is
Yeah.
cubic zirconia.
It is not even a cubic because a cubic
Yeah.
would cost too much. That is a piece of glass.
Yeah.
That there was a robbery in his neighborhood and someone broke a car window
And he
and
constructed.
he set a piece of the glass. She wears it on her ring finger and she wears this big fake
And posts
ring.
it.
She posted on her ring finger on Instagram, and Jesse is like, listen,
This bitch is full of shit.
she's a liar. She doesn't cut steak right.
Fuck the bias.
Like everything. And this is a fake engagement.
Well, I love how she posts that and it's like clearly fake. And then she's like, and would you believe Jesse called me out? It's like, I totally believe that.
Of course I believe
also,
that.
why isn't Jesse blocked, you weirdo?
Exactly. Why isn't he blocked?
Now, he said, Tom, listen, let's not talk about Jesse anymore. And she's like, listen, you're so right. Let's not talk about Jesse anymore. They brought it up 3 times.
I think that
it was a 1-minute combo.
I think that he was trying to be too, because at first I was like, what a dick. And then I was like, well, actually, hold on though. When you look at like more of the previews, he's just like Jesse in the sense, and I feel like a lot of these European men are, they don't want to see a hysterical bitch falling apart. They don't want to see all that crying.
It's not European men.
It's men.
It's all
men in general.
Because you know what?
Don't like
that. It's male men.
If I have one tear going down my face, my husband's like, "Why are you hysterical?" And it's like, "I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah, I haven't even begun.
Or if I don't like use a full sentence to talk to someone, the guy's like,
"You're hysterical.
You need to relax.
Calm down.
You're being crazy.
First off, breathe."
Yeah.
Like it's like. I think
you need to collect your thoughts before you scream it.
I think that he treats her like a ticking time bomb of emotion and is like, okay, you kind of brought it up a few times. I can tell you're like about to well up. Like let's not start with that crying shit. Like, exactly.
Full of bull pippy.
I hate that.
You know what I hate?
Tim,
38 from North Carolina. He designs exotic and rare firearms. He is in a relationship with Jennifer. She's 25. She's a model. She's from Colombia.
He's a baby man.
He is the babiest man in the whole world. I want to put him.
What is that cartoon with the duck? The adult cartoon with the duck? That's him.
Howard the Duck?
Yes, he's Howard the Duck.
Stop it.
He's Howard the Duck.
Let's do a split screen
Stop
on that.
It,
guys, make sure you're following us on Instagram at 90 Day Podcast because we're going to do a split screen with him and Howard the Duck.
He's deformed. There's something wrong with him.
He drives a Ferrari.
Deformed. He's still deformed.
He smokes a USB port.
I do like how honest he is, though. He keeps it real. Like he said, he's the quintessential, like, when you see someone in a Ferrari or somebody like him, everything that he's doing, you're like, damn, were you bullied in high school?
They don't recognize
he's like, I have ugly duck syndrome. But see, the thing is, at the end of ugly duck syndrome,
you're supposed to be a swan.
Right. And
you're not supposed to be an ugly duck dressed as a swan.
He's a bigger ugly duck.
Yep.
And also, he does keep it real because he said, and this is a quote, "I'm totally awesome." So now he's at the gym. He's lifting a Q-tip. Right? He has 0 muscle tone in his arms. His
arms look like mine.
His arms look like wet noodles,
yes.
Right? And he's with his brother Shane. And honestly, he looks like a lady.
Yeah, no, he does. There's something wrong with him.
He likes this model, Jennifer, from
Who
Colombia.
doesn't? She's hot.
No, Noelle, that's not why he likes her.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, he likes her because family values, and she's a good mom to her 1-year-old daughter named Violet.
And she's always in her panties and bra.
That's not why, Christina. It's because she's a good mom. And you know why he really
That's what
likes
he's attracted to.
Right.
I'll tell you what really gives me a boner. Watching you be a mom. She's such a good mom. It just makes me want a boner.
Watching you hold that little crotch fruit. He also has a daughter. She's not his biological daughter.
Another kid with a great opinion.
And you know what though? That gives me a lady boner a little bit. That he raised her.
Yeah,
as his
so
own.
he's not even with the mother anymore.
Of course he would though.
He was with Veronica since Chloe was a year and a half old. Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Chloe is 12 now. Mm-hmm. He has been her father since she's a year and a half old.
Right.
He was with her mother for 8 years.
Right.
So I guess they've been broken up.
They've been broken up for a few years, I think. Yeah. So she's very pretty too.
Which one? The daughter?
The mother.
Veronica. She's got fake boobies.
Yeah. She's got a man voice, but
yeah, she just has like a no nonsense voice.
Yeah.
So they split 4 years ago, and then they were fighting really bad, and now they're best friends. So they raised Chloe together, and she's 12 now.
Right.
Chloe's like, listen,
I love her. Shout out to Chloe.
Cute.
I think she's
freaking
lost
hilarious.
his mind.
She said,
"Yeah,
I think he's lost his ever loving mind."
That's
love some shit where you quote your mom.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
She's heard her mom say that shit.
Yeah, she's like, he's going to go to Colombia? Sure.
Right.
Now, his ex says that she's an Instagram model.
Yes.
The girl. She's
Which
like,
she is.
You think that she's a model? She's an Instagram model. But
well, lines
also-
have become blurred on that.
Sometimes I get mad at production because the mother, Veronica, is wearing a sheer shirt with a polka dot bra.
That's not fair. You're not a friend if you let somebody look like
Why
that.
doesn't it say like, hey, could you not just
Because it
we
would
can
make
see
her
through
look
it.
more slutty,
I
and
know.
we have to make her look like she's not a good mom.
That's true.
Well.
You have to make her look crazy.
Tim's going to Colombia in a few days, and he's talking to Jennifer. Noelle, what did you just drop?
My phone.
her phone.
Noelle, why are you being a bad girl?
I'm not on my phone. I'm reading my
You're being
notes.
a bad. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was like, I swear I'm not even
Why
on
are
it.
you-
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I think the table's tilted.
Oh, see?
Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you. She loves me.
You should hire her.
She loves me. We're friends.
Jennifer
Oh my
wants a $500 dress,
Oh,
just like a little baby $500 dress.
yeah,
real
that's
quick.
all. It's a baby one.
For
And-
what?
Well, I'm going to explain this. Christina, Jennifer's not like us. Jennifer is a very attractive woman.
Okay.
She's not like a regular person.
No, definitely
Right.
not.
Very attractive women need more attention than regulars.
Okay, I'm trying to
Because
wrap my head around this.
They will, yeah, you'll never be this pretty, so just get over it. None of us will. Men need to give them attention because if you don't pay attention to a really pretty girl,
Right.
like someone else will come along and get her. Because that's
and he's fully accepting this.
that is
Yes.
and he's spitting it back out to us,
That-
and that's the long and short of it. And there it is.
That mentality. What a dumb
That's the
fuck
truth, Ruth.
mentality.
he seems fine. I don't know what you mean.
No, he seems great.
Now she's like, listen, I live on a farm. I know that I'm a model and I'm very fancy. And I'm
Right.
very, like, I need a $500 dress. I live on a farm.
Right.
Yeah, where the fuck are you wearing this to,
My
bitch?
dad might need you to till the soil.
What? What?
And he's like, oh, what? I don't really farm.
I make guns.
Yeah, did your dad need a really fancy
I make
gun?
guns that people don't shoot.
Right. They don't ever shoot them. So.
They're really pretty though,
Yeah, that's great.
and you wouldn't touch these guns.
don't
typically.
touch
You'd
them.
Put them
don't
up.
even look at them. Put them in the under the bed.
Put them up.
You have
And
to be
even-
blindfolded.
They
to
don't even
put them
have
on.
bullet hole like holes for bullets. Don't even worry.
Jesus.
They don't even have a chamber. So his ex Veronica is throwing him a farewell party, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so jealous."
I can't believe she freaked out.
I believe that she's jealous. I think
I don't think
because
she's jealous.
No,
I think
I
she
thi-
has to play the game.
no, I think she's jealous because she wants all that money and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
for herself.
Right, because she's like,
But
"Hey."
I think that his ex is selfish. She wants the best of both worlds too.
I think
Yeah,
that
but I think the ex probably is like, listen, I was with you a long time ago when you
if
were
anybody
not-
deserves the dough, it's going to be her.
I agree, but it's like be with him or not.
yes,
you
but
know?
how could you be with him?
Exactly. When
Look
it's
it up.
so
She was
easy
with him
to
for like
just
a
do that.
decade, though. You know,
Yeah, but I could only imagine his transition during that time.
he's transitioning right now. That's what he looks
Yes,
like.
he is transitioning.
I think that, yeah, it's very clear that this woman's using him as a meal ticket
Yes.
and manipulating him in any way that she could see fit.
Well, isn't that the theme of this show?
It's crazy.
This has been such a good episode. We had so much fresh meat on this. Christina,
Yes.
I didn't even talk. I was supposed to talk right up front about this. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
who even cares?
Christina-
I'm so glad we did it.
Christina is honestly, she is a brilliant comedian.
Oh,
She
thank
has
you.
so many things going on with her career right now. Tell us where you're going to be. Where could our listeners find you? Because they're going to want to.
I love you all, and thanks for listening to this. You can find me on Comedy Central Stand Up. My recent set from Clusterfest is up there,
Yeah.
and we're talking about 7 minutes of inappropriate material that Pringles said no to. So the sponsor was like, "Yeah, we're not going to put you on our digital platform, but check me out on there. I'll be in Florida on August 15th and 16th. The 15th, I'll be there recording the very popular Happy Never After podcast with Mara Merrick at the Iberian Rooster downtown St. Pete. On the 16th, we're in Ybor City in Tampa at the Lion's Den doing some sweet, sweet stand-up. Me, Mara Merrick, Allison Klemp, Shannon Kelly. And you can
Ooh,
always
what a
find me.
lineup.
Right. And you can always find me online at Freakin' Jurican and Christina Galston.
So,
Thank you.
Freaking Jew Weekend is on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, social media.
Awesome. Guys, you can follow me. I'm your host, Tracy Carnazzo, at Trixie Tuzini, TrixieTuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And check out my upcoming tour dates at tracycarnazzo.com. Noelle, where can we find you?
You can find me Noe_bear810 on Instagram or at NoeGirl on Twitter.
Wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for listening. This was an extra bonus episode because it was so long. We'll see you next week.
Bye.